In the year 1619 AD, a couple of English or British settlers came to Virginia with the first African slave ship, which started slavery in America. In the year 1790 to 1800, Haiti, previously called the Saint Dominique, have been fighting for freedom, for independence from French rule. There were largely black people in that country, and they were led by one Toussaint Louverture. They were succeeding, but then something went wrong and they failed, and for a short time they thought that they couldn't do it. Toussaint Louverture himself was arrested, thrown into a French jail. He basically died in jail in 1804, whilst his comrades, his colleagues, if you will, they took over, and the whole of Haiti eventually managed to get their freedom. In 1865, the Civil War ended and slavery was ended, but it still gave way for segregation to be a thing. So Jim Crow, that became a thing. It's been that way for almost a century, at least until 1955, when a seamstress named Rosa Parks in Alabama had refused to give up her seat to a white man because she was tired from work, and she knew that she did not have to get up for that man, especially since her legs were tired. And that started the boycotts, and largely that's the first time we see Martin Luther King Jr. enter the scene. And by the time 1969 ended, the civil rights movement gained a lot of critical acclaim, praise, whatever, from other people who have been oppressed, like black people, but those who were still against it are mainly some of those white people who were racist. And one white person eventually got Martin Luther King shot dead in 1968, but 3 years before, another civil rights activist named Malcolm X, who, unlike King, didn't believe in nonviolence. He felt that he and his people needed to bring justice by any means necessary. He'd been shot dead himself as well, 3 years before that of MLK Jr. In 1991, Nelson Mandela and a couple other South African prisoners, political prisoners, they've been released, and Nelson Mandela himself eventually became the first black president of South Africa himself. In 2008, Barack Obama won the presidential election in the US and became the first black president. For all this change, at least in America, because we still have it in the UK, and it's a very complicated topic, but in America, all that's been happening, and yet nothing has really changed. going to sound silly here, but let me quote Will Smith roughly. It's not that racism is getting worse, or, in my opinion, better. It's just being filmed. So, thanks to smartphones, we got more evidence for police brutality and everything like that. And I mean, thanks to the smartphone, we captured footage of what happened to, I think, Ahmaud Arbery. I don't know. I haven't really followed on that story, but that's because I tried not to think about it. I just, like, when I was in year 7, I used to read a lot. Much more than I do now, but I love to read. I definitely love to read. You guys probably know this already because I mentioned it on this channel. I learned about racism, as we all do. I never gave any second thought of it. And I never really thought anything happened to me since I've never experienced it myself at that time. And this isn't just about me, it's about all the black people in this world. Because Black lives matter. Black lives fucking matter. But in year 10, during PE, during a football match, I was in one team, a couple of friends were in another team. One of their own had been sent off the pitch for tackling or something, I don't remember. And he was acting up, he was really getting angry. Then that team was defending his actions, saying that we started it. Then me, being part of my team, was like, no, we didn't start. Your teammate was acting up for no reason. Only for one of my best friends who was in that team. He was my best friend since year 7. He called me, he basically called me the N-word. I only thought about it for a second or two before brushing out of my mind and moving on with the day and you know. But basically what happened now is that what happened to George Floyd, that policeman who was white who kneeled on his neck. This knee on this neck for 7 minutes, at least 7 minutes straight, or 10 minutes, surely more than that, because 10 minutes was like the amount of time that it took for witnesses to record on their phones. Even that didn't stop him from doing what he was doing to the man. Then when ambulance came, George was already dead. George Floyd was already dead. Now, I'm talking about this, not because I want you to feel sympathy, or maybe I do, but mostly, I want you guys to know that Black lives do matter. All lives matter? True, but do they really matter when one community, their lives don't matter? Because if Black lives don't matter, then what's the point of all other lives mattering together? Think about it. Whoever says all lives matter is missing the point. They're missing the point because, well, we've been oppressed for so long. Such as Black people, minority ethnics as well, but especially Black people. In fact, there was this Instagram TV thing that I've watched just half an hour ago. 5 ways to support Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. The guy in the video mentioned this circulation of the dollar, because he's American. He said that Asian communities in the United States, the US dollar circulates around them, stays with them for 28 days at least, or no more than that. Probably, yeah, for 28 days. In the black communities in America, the dollar stays with them for less than 6 hours. Asian communities, not less than, but 28 days. Black communities, 6 hours. Let me say that again, so that you get that drilled into your brain. Asians in America keep the dollar 28 days. Black people in America keep the dollar 6 hours. 6 fucking hours. And there's this whole issue around institutionalized racism, and I don't know how to get into it without sounding really dumb, because I don't know too much about it. But I can recommend this book. I know. I may have shown it to you guys in one of my vlogs, but that does not matter. Nothing ever matters until this issue gets sorted. I wasn't just reading this for pleasure. I'm also reading this to get enlightened. And I'm glad I am. Because now I know just how it feels for black women, especially dark-skinned women, to go to university in the UK. Nonetheless, I feel like they don't belong there. I mean, black men, they feel like that too. But the reason they don't talk about that is because, well, we have it relatively easier than black girls, especially when they're dark-skinned, because there's this whole issue around colorism, where light-skinned and white women, they're considered beautiful, preferable to dark-skinned black women, because they are either dark-skinned women, they're either sassy, angry, hypersexual, or the caring maid, or something like that. And oftentimes, before they even get to university, they feel ugly due to what society has pushed into their minds. And I don't stand by that. I really don't stand by that. So I highly recommend you read this book. Get this book, read it, so that you'll know why black girls are talking about their experiences in university not being, say, as relatively great, at least, as the lighter or whiter counterparts, or even the male counterparts. Alright? And I'll link the book in the description down below. And also, that friend who called me the N-word during football in year 10, he didn't even apologize. Like, he called me the N-word, and he never apologized. But at the time, I thought it was just heat in the moment, that he wasn't being racist just because of that situation. So I forgot about it. After 2 seconds of thinking about it, I forgot about it. I was shocked to hear that he said that, but I forgot about it after 2 seconds. It was only in the past week when George Floyd died, murdered by this police officer, whom, should I point out that he murdered other people before him and was involved in 3 other deaths? Like, if you don't believe me, Google it. Like, I found out about it on Twitter, of all places, but still. I mean, it's paper, it's physical proof on paper, if I can find the tweet. But just Google him, Derek M. Chauvin. I mention his name here, not for publicity, but because people need to know about this. He deserves to go to jail. That scathing murderer. Scathing is probably not even the word, but he's a murderer. I'm surprised I'm surprised the police even kept him there. If a black person did it, best believe they'll be in jail, or worse, executed. I mean, in 1944, a 12-year-old kid, I've forgotten his name, didn't do anything, but he was executed by an electric chair for he was accused of stealing or murdering someone, and he got executed by the electric chair. In 1955, Emma Till, a 14-year-old, was accused by a white woman of sexually assaulting him or sexually assaulting her verbally or physically. And the man came, went to him, shot him, lynched him in the river. He lynched him by shooting him in the head and left him to die in the river. It was only last year or two, it was only in the past year or two that both of them had been exonerated. Well, one of them was even put in jail. He was just straight up murdered. But both of them finally being brought to justice. The woman who accused him Till of sexually abusing her or something, verbally, she came clean. And the 12-year-old boy in 1944 who got executed by electric chair, he got exonerated as well. So I imagine that the people who accused him of stealing or whatever crime that got him onto the chair in the first place, they came clean about it. The Central Park Five in 1989, they were accused of rape. They were each beaten when they were in jail, beaten by the police themselves. And eventually, they got released, but nothing got done afterwards. The Central Park Five, if you don't know who they are, then watch the Netflix show When They See Us. I haven't watched it myself, probably watched like part of the last episode. I heard it was very grim anyways, and I'm not here for anything that shows anything grim. It freaks me out, but that's a trigger warning, so for you to watch it. It's just, this world is crazy. I didn't want to make a video about this, largely because, well, nobody would see this anyways. I'm not making this because I want people to feel sorry for me. I want people to feel empathetic for me and my black community all over the world. And honestly, I'll end today's video, spontaneous video, with this. Desmond Tutu said that if you remain neutral or silent during these days of injustice, you are on the side of the oppressor. Let that ring in your head for a minute, okay? Let that ring in your head. If you still don't understand, I hope you truly just don't understand because you really want to learn. But if you don't understand because you don't want to learn about it, because you think we're making a big deal out of this as black people, you think it's not a big deal, you're a piece of scum. And I do try not to, lose my crap on social media. I'm tired of it. 2020 has really been bad with COVID-19 and also personal stuff happening to me. Mostly indirectly, but yeah. But George Floyd, that was the last straw. I never thought about racism affecting me before, apart from that year-to incident, which I rarely thought about up until George Floyd. Now, Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Alright. And I don't want to keep you guys here for long, because I'm just a person on the internet venting out his frustrations on the systems that put this in place. I mean, the UK, England, Scotland, Wales. They started this. They were responsible for making the slave trade a thing. And then they did that colonizing around in Africa, in Asia, in, America. That's what most people don't realize. Or when they do it, so they just don't overthink about it. That the UK started it. And then we're in the UK, we're still racist, albeit covertly. We're not as blatantly racist as America, but we're still racist. Like, we may even be just as racist, if not more. Because stop and search for knife crime. Like black people, like black boys have the highest rates of stop and searches, as well as that of deaths related to sharp objects, knife crime. A 14-year-old called Baptista J in October. He was stabbed to death outside the Stratford Centre for no reason. Probably racially motivated, because you can't really believe that it's anything other than that. I mean, remember what happened to Stephen Lawrence in 1993? I don't need to tell you this, because you probably already know this already. And the Windrush generation, what they've gone through. I mean, one man named Joshua Moses, a Jamaican singer, born here, or not born here, but moved here when he was 12. He finally got his British passport for the first time since he moved here. And then, just a short time later, he died of cancer. So he never really got to enjoy his freedom. I mean, he was planning on going back to Jamaica for the holidays, so that was last year. He died before he could do that. And all because the government was refusing to give him what he needed and what he wanted. Grenfell Tower. Most people who lived on Grenfell Tower, they were they were black, they were minority ethnics, they were Muslim, they were most of them were non-white. And of those 79 people who died, I don't think 3 years later they got the justice they deserved. So to all of you black people, I know what you mean. I've gone through this at least once in my life. Even if it's very minute, it still counts, doesn't it? And to all of you, well, not black, especially if you're white, please take this and think for a second. Maybe I am racist. If you think you're not racist, stop thinking that you're not racist when, in fact, you add to the fuel of being racist, unintentionally, subconsciously. And instead of being not racist, we're going to be anti-racist, because simply not being racist or being silent is no longer enough. All lives matter. And one final thing. A rail worker called Betty Mujinga, she was spat on by a white man. A hate crime. 2 months ago, was it? Then she got the virus and died, leaving her 11-year-old daughter to be an orphan. And she ain't even gonna start secondary school with her mum around. All because of racism, which involved a pandemic that we're going through right now. The man responsible wasn't even charged or arrested. It's just, Now I came in on here to let you know what's going on with this. racism, and I want you guys to do your part. Like, share this, or share anything else that's got to do, even remotely, with this, which is racism. And donate. Sign petitions. Donate to the petitions so that they can be spread to more people. That's what I did with my family. And educate yourself for the last time. Taken Up Space by Chelsea, Kwakye, and Ogunbiyi, two recent graduates of Oxbridge. So please read this. And other books on the topic of racism. Like why I'm no longer talking to white people about race, and British, and all those books. And also watch other videos like Unjaded Jades. What was it called? Are You Racist? Or I'm Not Racist. Or Study Tube Project's Black Lives Matter, and his All Lives Matter is Rubbish, and other videos like that. Alright? All links will be down below. Okay? So, without further ado, I gotta go chill out. Because the past few days, really, put me on agitation mode, frustration mode, because of what happened to George Floyd and other people. Remember, Black Lives Matter. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. And I'll see you for another video. Hopefully much more lighthearted than this. If it doesn't have to be any more serious than this. Otherwise, I'll have to make another video on this. Alright? God knows I don't want to. God knows nobody wants to. But we have to because of all this going on. So, right, yellow, and goodbye.